Okay, so getting back into our coverage over the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we do pick up with the second half of Shadows of the Past storyline. Now, we do pick up with Splinter, who's about to fight against the Foot Clan. Because remember, in our last video, Shredder and the Foot Clan went out of their way to kidnap Splinter to hopefully have Splinter join the Foot Clan. Except everything changed when Shredder found out that Splinter is Hamato Yoshi. Now, Hamato Yoshi was a great ninja from ancient Japan time who was killed off by an older version of Shredder. The thing was, he was brought back to life through reincarnation, and once he was, well, he became a rat, of course, became Master Splinter. Now, when it came to Hamato Yoshi, he also had 4 sons who were also killed off by an older version of Shredder. And those 4 sons also came back to life, and they came back to life as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Either way, in this video right here, the opening pages, it's now Shredder realizing that the person, Splinter, that he wanted to join the Foot Clan is actually his old rival. And so now he wants to get rid of Splinter. Now, we do jump over to the Turtles. Now, when we do, we also kind of get reminded the Turtles do have a new place to work out of. And the reason why, because their last place was actually attacked. And with their last place being attacked, that means it's no longer secure. They have to go somewhere else now. Now, luckily for the Turtles, April O'Neil was around, and she gave them a place to stay, a rundown shop that used to belong to her parents. And because nobody is working there at all, the place is just shut down completely. A perfect place for the Turtles to hide at. Now, when it came to our last video, Michelangelo left to go get some pizza for the Turtles. Unfortunately, when he comes back, he sees that someone is looking through the window, some lady with purple hair. Now, of course, he does attack her, but he comes to find out she's not alone. She brought in some backup. Now, we do jump over to April O'Neil and also Casey Jones. Now, remember, this is the early stages of their relationship to come down the road. Like, matter of fact, they're just 2 friends who clearly like each other a lot. Now, when it comes to April, originally, when she met Casey, the main goal for her was to be his tutor, to help him get his grades up so that he will be able to play hockey. But of course, things change when he brought in the Turtles into her life, or really brought the Turtles back into her life. Either way, this is her dropping him off, hoping that he'll just go home, but he's not going home. Matter of fact, he's going right back over to where the Turtles are at, so that he will be able to help the Turtles find Splinter and save Splinter from Master Shredder. And speaking of Splinter, we do see him being able to hold his own against an army of members of the Foot Clan, but we have to remember that the Foot Clan has already grown really big by this point in the early days of IDW's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because it's not just Shredder, it's not just Karai, his granddaughter, he also brought in Alopex as well, a snow fox that was mutated into a human-like creature, and now she'll fight against Splinter. Now, getting back over to Michelangelo, who was trying to just fight against the girl with purple hair, now he's fighting against her, but also her fellow gang members. Now, luckily for Michelangelo, his brothers arrive. They come in to basically help out. Now, while you have the Turtles fighting against this gang group right here, well, once you have one of the Turtles being able to grab the girl, that is when Casey Jones arrives. And when he does arrive, he recognizes her. He even says, "Angel, what in the world are you doing here?" Which means there could be a close connection between Casey Jones and this Angel lady. Now, getting back over to Splinter, we do see him fighting against Alopex. And matter of fact, the fight does last for a good while. But the thing is her kind of feeling very confident about the idea that she should be able to take on Splinter, that she should be able to actually defeat him. But when it comes to Splinter, he's not somebody who'll be easily defeated. He was a great warrior in the past, and he's still a great warrior right now, a great ninja. Now, he's kind of hoping starting to talk to her to help her realize that what she's doing right now, the path she's on, is the wrong path. Why not go ahead and try to lead a path that you can actually control, not being controlled by someone else? But unfortunately, she is not listening. And so their fight continues on. Now, when it comes to the battle, we already know going to win. It was Splinter. He was able to defeat her very easily. But now it comes down to Shredder being the one who has to fight against Splinter. Now we do jump back over to Casey Jones, the Turtles, and also the new character known as Angel. Now when it comes to Angel, we are told that she belongs to a gang known as the Purple Dragons. Now when it comes to the Purple Dragons, they're supposed to be like your usual gang. And matter of fact, you have Casey tell us that when it comes to him and the Turtles, they are currently in their area, their turf. Now when it comes to Angel, she said, no, we are no longer that kind of gang. We are a different kind of gang, a gang that goes out of their way to protect this area, because right now, apparently, the Foot Clan has been trying to claim this area as their own. They're trying to do a complete takeover. Now, right off the bat, you have the Turtles wondering, what does she know about the Foot Clan? But she also mentions that she had run-ins with other mutated characters like Hob and also Alopex. And so when she saw the Turtles, she believed that one, they were ninjas, but two, they were mutated turtles. They must belong to the Foot Clan. Except you have Casey tell her, no. Matter of fact, these guys are good. And the only reason why they're in your area is to save their father from the Foot Clan. They got word that their father had to be with the Foot Clan somewhere in this area. Now, luckily for our Turtles though, when it comes to Angel, she knows the base of the Foot Clan. She knows where the base of the Foot Clan is at. And so she tells the Turtles, you know what? I'm going to help you out. If I help you out, you have to get the heck out of here though, because we already have enough problems in this area. But I can tell you where the base of the Foot Clan is nearby. But on top of that, you might find your father there. Now, we do jump back over to Splinter and also Shredder. And this is the two characters just getting ready for their final fight. I say their final fight, but it's not going to be. But the way they are talking is really more the idea like, yeah, it has to end here. For Splinter, it's all about revenge. Shredder killed off his wife. Shredder killed him and his boys in the past life. It's all about Splinter saying, I came here to get revenge. I'll make sure to kill you off. And when it comes to Shredder, it's really more the idea that I thought I killed you in the past, to only see I did not do a good job to make sure you had no way to come back to life, which means this time I have to make sure you stay dead. And so you have the two characters get ready to fight against each other. So as we get into the final chapter for today's video, we do pick up with Shredder fighting against Splinter. Now at first, these are two characters who are on the same level. This fight is evenly matched. But the thing is, Splinter is more tired than Shredder, because we have to remember that Splinter has been fighting against people this entire story arc. Karai, other members of the Foot Clan, Alopex, and matter of fact in the last story arc as well, because this story arc just picks up moments after the ending of the last story arc. So Splinter is exhausted, he is tired, but at the same time we're kind of left to believe that his body is an old man rat body. And so unfortunately, he's just too tired. He's exhausted. And Shredder is able to get the upper hand on Splinter. And so we're left to believe at first that Splinter might possibly die. But luckily for Splinter, the Turtles do arrive. Now, when the Turtles arrive, they are able to save their father. But the problem is, though, now they have to fight against Shredder. And the problem is, one of them has to go out of their way to get Splinter the heck out of there. And when it comes to Shredder, he is not on their level. He's on a whole new level, a higher level. And so, of course, he's one heck of an opponent for our heroes to go up against. Now, if they were able to work together, then yes, they can win, but one of them has to get Splinter out of there. Now, luckily, Casey arrives, and so does Angel, and they say, hey, we'll get Splinter out of here. You guys must take him down. And so you do have the four turtles work together to fight against Shredder. Now, that is the moment where you have Leonardo realize that he already fought Shredder before. And the reason why he knows that because there were a bunch of one-shots that were given to us to kind of focus on each turtle separately, and one of the one-shots were given over to Leonardo. In that one-shot, he had to fight against a group of ninjas. One of those ninjas at the very end wanted to fight Leonardo in a one-on-one battle, which Leonardo lost. Now, after losing that battle, that ninja told Leonardo, "I am not impressed at all." And we kind of find out that was Shredder. But now is Shredder saying, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. I am watching Leonardo be a great leader. I am watching him be a great fighter. And I feel like he actually is a great ninja. Somebody who should be part of the Foot Clan. And so now is Shredder saying, you know what? I'm going to go my way to recruit you sooner or later. But either way, you do have the turtles fight against Shredder long enough to basically make sure that Splinter is out of there, but then they also leave as well to go back to their base. Now, we do jump over to Krang, Baxter, and also Hob. Now, remember, Hob works for Baxter. Matter of fact, Hob was a cat that was mutated into a man-like character. Either way, when it came to Hob, he was hired by Baxter to go grab Splinter, which he did until, of course, the Foot Clan came in and grabbed Splinter themselves. Now, when it came to Baxter, the reason why he wanted Hob to grab Splinter because they're trying to produce a huge amount of mutagen. And remember, mutagen is technically used to mutate animals into the guise we see them as today, man-like creatures like the Turtles, Splinter, Hob, and even Alopex, and more to come down the road. Now, when it came to Hob, he failed, which means Baxter also failed when it came to being able to use Splinter to mass produce a huge amount of mutagen. And the reason why Baxter had to do that was for Krang. Now remember, Krang wants it for a special reason to help him win a war. We have no idea what war he is talking about. Either way, he's very upset about the idea that Baxter failed. Now, Baxter does shoot Hob, and we're left to believe Hob is dead. He's not. But you have Krang saying, I am tired of you failing. And so now it's time for you to come with me. And so he has one of his guys knock out Baxter and basically puts him on their ship and they fly away. Now, the story arc does kind of end on one heck of a good note because once you have the Turtles being able to go back to their new home, they do call up April O'Neil to kind of help make sure that Splinter is okay, to only see that, yes, he is okay, but on top of that, he's very grateful that April O'Neil is back in his life because just in case you had no idea, April O'Neil was around when the Turtles and Splinter were just regular animals at Stockgen. Matter of fact, she was the one who named the Turtles Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael. It was her who named the Turtles. And so it's Splinter saying, it's great to see you again. And the book kind of ends on that note, but we already know the adventures for our Turtles are not over just yet. They got a whole lot more coming for them down the road. And so with that being said, guys, please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.